A religious rights case over faith-based adoption and same-sex couples is heading to the Supreme Court.
The High Court announced today that it will hear a challenge to a ruling involving a Philadelphia Catholic group barred from offering foster care after it refused to work with same-sex couples. This after a lower court ruling saying the city's policies did not target the Catholic group for its religious beliefs. The case could have major implications for the separation of church and state.
And here now is Lori Wyndham, senior counsel at Beckett, a nonprofit law firm dedicated to protecting free expression of all religious traditions. Lori, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me here.
And I just want to start by asking you, we learned today that the Supreme Court is going to take up this case involving faith-based foster care. Why do you think they decided to take up this case?
This is a critically important case, and it's happening across the country. What happened in Philadelphia is terrible. The city of Philadelphia put out an urgent call for 300 more foster parents to take in all the foster kids in the system. And then just days later, they stopped allowing any foster children to be placed with Catholic Social Services of Philadelphia and any of the families who work with them. What's especially sad is that we have seen this again and again and across the country. There's an attempt right now to shut down faith-based foster agencies in Michigan. We have actually seen Catholic Social Services close its doors in Boston, in San Francisco, in Illinois, and here in Washington, D.C. If the Supreme Court doesn't step in, and until the Supreme Court steps in, this pattern is just going to continue.
No, it's a little bit of a different role for you, but can you explain what's at stake for same-sex couples? Are there enough sufficient alternatives for same-sex couples that either want to adopt or provide foster care?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, when this whole case started, nobody could even find a time when a same-sex couple had even approached Catholic Social Services asking for a home study certification for foster care. There are 28 other agencies in the city of Philadelphia alone who are happy to work with same-sex couples. The city of Philadelphia says you should look around, research agencies, and find the best fit for you. Catholic Social Services is just asking that it be able to keep its doors open and continue serving families and kids.
Last year, the Trump administration proposed a new rule through the Health and Human Services Department that would let faith-based groups continue receiving taxpayer funding, even if they exclude LGBT families. Why is that not sufficient?
Well, we do think that the rule that has been proposed is a good rule, and we hope the government will take steps to protect foster agencies. But unfortunately, what we've seen is that even when you have good rules at the federal level, at the state and local level, there's been an attempt to crack down and to penalize religious agencies whose beliefs are different than the beliefs of the city or state leadership.
Do you have any idea how many faith-based adoption or foster care agencies are at stake here?
You know, it's hard to say. We know that they've already shut down in one state and 5 major cities. We know that there are threats to several agencies in the state of Michigan, and we fear that this problem will only continue without a positive ruling from the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and just my final question for you is, are there any prior Supreme Court cases that might point that the Supreme Court might rule in favor of these faith-based adoption agencies?
Yes, in fact, we think that the lower courts should have ruled in their favor based on what the Supreme Court has done before. You know, I know you're familiar with the Masterpiece Cake Shop case where they said that you couldn't discriminate against someone because of his Christian religious beliefs, and we think that's exactly what's happened here in Philadelphia as well.
All right, Lori Wyndham, senior counsel at Beckett, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.